What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. If it's the first time we're meeting, my name is Cregan. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys get some value from it. Today we're going to be doing a skin fade and trimming the top with scissors. We're going to be doing more of an athletic style cut, low maintenance cut. So if you have a client who kind of wants to be able to get out of bed in the morning and go, this might be the cut for them. There's still some left to be able to style, but it's definitely a lower maintenance style haircut. So I'm going to stop talking. We're going to get right into it. If you guys have any feedback or questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'd be happy to help out any way I can. Cool. Alright guys, so I got my 2-guard with the lever closed, and I'm going up to the parietal ridge, crown area of the head, clearing out all that bulk and getting ready to do a fade. I am going to make more of a round shape for this haircut, so I did follow the shape of his head a little bit more than I usually would. Just really debulking right now. And now we'll grab the 1.5 guard with the lever closed and start that. And we'll grab our 1 guard, and I have the lever closed, and we're going to go up just above where the C cup starts, and we're going to create a guideline with our 1, and we will after that blend it in with the 1 open. Here we go, we'll open up that 1 and go right above the 1 closed that we did. When I say closed, I mean the lever pointed at the sky, and when I say open, I mean the lever pointed at the ground. So we're going to take our clippers on a 0, and we're going to go ahead and draw in our initial guideline. This will be the bald line. I'm doing it with my clippers just to make a, not as sharp of a line as the trimmers, because any line we put in the haircut, remember, we have to take out. So sometimes I like to draw it in with my clippers. So we'll take our trimmers now. We're going to go right underneath that section and clear out all the hair. And we want to make sure we don't go above that 0 line that we put in with the clippers. So we'll grab our shaver, and we're just going to clear out all the hair under this section here. So I want to flick into where I left off with the trimmers as I'm going up. I want it to be a smooth transition. So we'll go ahead and grab our half guard, and I have the lever open, and I'm going to fade into the section that we did the one closed with. You can see I'm using a lot of the corner. I'm just trying to get the hair to start fading and blending, just to make my life a little bit easier when we go to our next step. So I have the clippers without any guard, with the lever closed, and I'm just gonna put in a 0 line right above the trimmer line that we left off on. So I'm bumping this up about 1/4 of an inch maybe, and just starting that fade, and you can already see it starting to come together. So we just did the lever open with no guard on it. So we're just going up another 1/4 of an inch and really starting to get that fade to transition. You can see I'm using the corner of my blade a lot. So we went back in with the 2 and just hit the parietal ridge and crown again, just starting to round it in. Again, this is going to be more of a round shape. And in the previous step, I also did have a guard on it. Towards the end, I was just, going back in and detailing that fade a little bit. So we'll do some clipper over comb here. Just bringing the comb up, letting the bottom of the comb rest against the client's head, and cutting any hair that pokes through that comb. Again, I want to start to round in the shape of this hair so that the whole shape of the haircut is more round. See, I'm pulling that hair back with that comb. I'm grabbing that hair, pulling it back, cutting, pulling that hair, cutting. You can see I spent a lot of time on the crown area because all the colics. I want to make sure that the haircut looks nice and neat. I want it to blend. And then I went back and grabbed my 1 guard, and I'm going to detail this fade a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and wet the client's hair here, and we're gonna draw in our sections so that we can do an initial guide. So I'm gonna leave a piece of section of hair down the center of the client's head, and I'm gonna comb both sides over to their sides. and I'll grab this hair in the middle, and I'm going to create a guideline from the back of the client's head to the front. If you're doing a haircut where you want the fringe or the front to be a little bit longer, you can keep your fingers parallel to the ground, and naturally the way that the head kind of comes down in the front, if you keep that hair straight all the way through, the hair in the front will naturally be longer. But for this particular cut, we wanted to keep it pretty consistent throughout, so I stayed just with my guide straight along his head and kind of combed down here in the front. You'll see my fingers are kind of angled down, going with the shape of his head, so that's important to note. I'm just taking sections and matching it into my initial section, and it just becomes a traveling guide, and I want all the hair to be nice and tight and even. You can see here I'm doing my cross-checking, and it looks pretty good. There's a couple spots, and I take care of that. I'm going to go ahead and refine the front of the hair. I want to make sure that it looks nice and neat and matches the haircut. Again, this is going to be a low maintenance cut, so I don't want there to be, a ton of stuff to style and make it complicated for him. I want him to be able to, get up, throw some stuff in his hair, and be good for the day. So I'm also going to point cut a little bit and throw some texture in there. We'll do some more clipper over comb on the parietal ridge and crown. I really want to make sure that the hair flows into the top, and I really want to go for more of a round shape for this haircut. So you're going to see I kind of do clipper over comb all the way up to the top of the parietal ridge, where usually I'll keep it, straight up and down. Especially if you've watched any of the other tutorial videos, a lot of times I say I'm going straight up and down, not rounding it in. Well, this is kind of the opposite of that. I am rounding it in, and I do want a round shape. I want to make sure the colic kind of flows into the top of the hair, so you'll see how I do that here. It's really just clipper over combing it on the top of the crown. It's a little unorthodox, but I find for a lot of shorter styles, I think this tends to look pretty good. Go ahead and edge in the front here, make sure he's got good corners. Put some product in his hair. This is the Laylite cement clay, and we'll blow dry it. Style it for him. Nothing too crazy, just really combing it forward, brushing it forward, and then popping the front up. Alright guys, here's some of the before pics. And here's the after. We were pretty happy with the finished product, guys. Hope you got some value from this video. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel, putting videos out like this every week. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.